Hello, everyone, and welcome to Off the Record with Judah.
And Kirk.
And Happy New Year, y'all. We've been doing this officially probably at the end of January for a year.
Yeah, we started, I believe our first video was posted on the 21st or 22nd of January.
Yeah.
It was a couple of days after the inauguration. We recorded it at about a week before the inauguration.
It's true.
So we're really coming up on a year now.
Yeah, it's fantastic, man. This new year is so exciting. And Kirk, we have some exciting New Year's plans to share with all 25 subscribers and any consistent listener that hasn't hit that subscribe button yet.
Which make sure you do. But a couple of changes. First of all, instead of one video a week, now we're going to be doing 3 videos a week. 2 of them are going to be a mix of what we've been doing so far, of just like watching shows, reading comics, and giving you our thoughts on them and talking about them. And then we're also going to be trying to fill, especially in the Saturday time slot, we're going to try to have like live releases. So like we've been doing with DCKO, for example, we'll, as quickly as we can get a video out after the release of some piece of content, we will cover it. And same with Star Trek, right? We have Starfleet Academy coming out January 15th, I believe. And so on the 17th, I believe, a video will be coming out for that, or 18th, something like that. Yeah. And so those will be like live video, like reactions, essentially. So look forward to those, absolutely. Yeah. I think it's going to be a great time doing those. I'm really excited to get into those things.
I'm so excited to be doing this more often and be doing more stuff that we
and
both enjoy.
And the third thing as well.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Do you want to give them the update on that?
Yeah, we have I guess you could call it kind of a new show. It's still going to be on this channel, but me and regular guest, I guess you would call him, Gabe, are going to be doing a weekly comic show where we talk about the comics that we got each week of the year. Hopefully we make it to 52 episodes. Lord willing, the creek don't rise.
Yeah.
But it's exciting. So we're going to have a consistent weekly thing if you follow comics at all, because I know we do comic stuff on here. And if we got you interested or you've been interested, you can follow along with us and give us what you think about current releases and stuff as we give our thoughts on those as well.
And look forward to those coming out on Thursdays. They will be some of the quickest turnaround videos because they shouldn't be too long, and I don't need to actually sit and record. I just need to sit and edit them.
Yeah.
And so those will be recorded. I believe you guys are going to try to do Wednesday, and so it'll be a quick turnaround for those videos, and so you'll be getting as up to date as you can for that, those kind of things.
Yeah.
Potentially, if there are any issues, they could come out on Friday as well. But, we don't want to limit ourselves that if it doesn't come out Thursday at 8 a.m., then we don't release it at all.
But, so we have a whole lot of exciting stuff coming up in this new year. But that's not what we're solely talking about today. We are also diving into, I think, what we're going to call our final comic for 2025, which is Absolute Evil.
Even though this video is coming out 2026. It is currently New Year's Eve.
So we're going to count it as in 2025. Let's be frank. But we are covering the first one-shot in the Absolute universe, which is Absolute Evil, from writer Al Ewing and artist Giuseppe Camuncoli. I think that's how you say that.
I wouldn't know.
Yeah, so we have this nice little one-shot that introduces us to 2 characters that are new to our Absolute universe. We get to see Absolute Hawkman. I believe he's on the first page. Mm-hmm. And we also get to see Absolute Green Arrow, which he has an interesting fate, and there's also an upcoming series for him. I don't know how that's gonna shake out. After we dig into the plot, we can maybe talk about our thoughts on that. But thoughts, Kirk, overall from your reading of this issue, what'd you think of it?
So we had a comment the other day on one of the Absolute, I believe it was the Absolute Flash video that we did, and it was our former host Oliver who commented on the video. So thank you, Oliver, if you are listening, for commenting. I really appreciate the engagement. But you were quoting me, Oliver, and said the government has not really changed in the Absolute universe.
This is true.
If you have read this comic, you will know that is very true. The government has not really changed in the Absolute universe. They're still scheming in the background. They're still scheming with private corporations, monopolies. They're doing all these things, and they don't care how many people they have to kill or maim or financially ruin or whatever else, as long as it's getting in the way of their goals, which obviously they think are great but aren't necessarily.
they are quite sketchy in this issue, and we get to see our villains, I guess you'd say, from each of the comics come together to deal with a problem. So one of their friends, Jubal Slade is his name, which in the main universe, he's literally just a slumlord from the 70s that has not made an appearance since. So very deep pull for an absolute version of a character.
I was wondering if I needed to know who that was. I guess not.
Yeah, no, not really. But in this universe, he's basically Jeffrey Epstein. I think we can all agree on that.
That was a really easy catch there. It was not subtle.
Yeah, it was not subtle at all. But Green Arrow is targeting Jubal Slade and his friends, who comprise, I think, Ra's al Ghul, the Joker, Eleanor Thawne, the government lady from Absolute Wonder Woman. I forgot her name.
Yeah.
That's bad.
They were real mad about the events of Absolute Wonder Woman.
They were pissed. Like, Absolute Batman was like a side note, and they're just
like,
going
well, he totally didn't take our bribe, but this girl thought that she could just take command of my army.
It's pretty great.
Yeah.
I love the references in this. But we get this little cabal of villains forming, and they're like, okay, we have threats arising to us for the first time since, as we find out in the issue, like the 40s and the 30s and the 40s, where there was like the original JSA Golden Age heroes in this universe kind of get taken out by the government or, bought off, or they just all get removed and
a big part of the
disappeared
plot as well
ways.
is the I'm forgetting what it's called now. You remember.
I remember.
The anti-commie task force.
Yes.
What's it called again?
Oh my goodness. I know exactly what you're talking about.
It was the HUAC.
Yes.
Right? HUAC. What does that stand for? House Un-American Activities Committee or Commission. I remember now. So it was a committee of, I believe, like Congress or the House, I guess. Well, House. Yeah, so the House. That was in the 60s-ish, something like that. I really should remember
51.
This. So they were essentially tasked with finding commies in, like Hollywood, essentially. And, not limited to that, but very popularly that's what it was, right? So the House Un-American Activities Commission. And they kind of co-opt that. And that's one of the reasons why I say government's not really that much different in this.
Yeah,
now,
they're really not.
Dude and I have slight disagreements on HUAC in the real world.
Yeah.
They are very slight. I think that, more... like power corrupts.
Absolute power corrupts, absolutely.
Absolute. And so this is a form of absolute power in a way, but also during the time, like it was a serious threat, right? And so that's where I'm a little bit in the middle, but I totally understand why somebody like Judah would be like, oh, I don't like that. Like government having that kind of power is scary. And that's totally fair. But it did in our universe, and it did in this universe as well. And so there's just further proof of what I said in the Absolute Flash, that the government's not actually that different in the between the two universes. They're still just as evil and conniving and morally bankrupt as ever.
Yeah, I know, it's great. Something we can all agree on. And it's interesting. I love how they take that, and it's not like in our real world, it's Hollywood, it's politics. That's what it affects, really. But I love the fact that they took a real world thing that affected different industries in our real world and took it and brought it to superheroes. Yeah. I think that's such an interesting way for this to be a different, more evil universe, is because they're trying to co-opt and change and take down and get rid of heroes using that.
And that's where Hawkman comes into this as well.
Yes.
With him being, he's like, I'll kill the commies. And I'm sure there's more to that story as well.
There has to be.
Because he wouldn't, he would say, oh yeah, I'll kill the commies, but that doesn't necessarily equate to, which, spoilers for towards the end of the comic, but we're towards the end of the video now, killing Green Arrow.
Yeah.
It's like,
which was so
I feel like there's got to be more to that story from him getting from A to B there. But before we talk about that.
Yes. You guys should scroll down. You should subscribe. You should like and drop a comment on the video. Give us your thoughts on Absolute Evil and your thoughts on the Absolute Universe after a full year of Absolute Universe content. Go down below and give us your thoughts on that.
And make sure you guys also go over to our Instagram. It is Off the Record JK. Instead of spaces, it's underscores, but you should be able to find it. It's got the same logo as this YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Make sure to follow us there. Like everything we have on there. We post some the same shorts that we post here on YouTube. We also post over there as Reels, which might be a little bit more convenient for y'all. So
yeah, 110%. But digging into the big part of this issue, which there's two things, really. The first thing is we discover after the lovely death of Green Arrow, which was so eloquently drawn for us on the page, which is one of the most brutal deaths.
It was a very invincible thing to do.
It was a very invincible thing to do. We see Joker go on his big speech, which was great because you kind of get like the morality of the villains for once. And so we, at the end of this, get them all coming together to form the absolute version of the Justice League. Mm-hmm. So...
Justice Gang.
No. No, it's a bad name.
It's a bad name.
It's a terrible name.
I like what they did with it in Superman, like making it kind of a joke, but it's a bad name.
It's terrible. It's garbage. But we have our absolute Justice League. But that's not all that we have. We also meet absolute Lex Luthor, who, to my knowledge, at the present time, outside of being in the last page of Absolute Evil, has not returned.
Yeah. So you would know better than me. I don't think either of us have read everything Absolute-wise, but
not yet.
Yeah, I mean, also just the way that he was presented in the story, it seems
different.
very much like, oh yeah, he's just like a Clark Kent kind of, like small town guy living on a farm, like has nothing going on, but for some reason they're after him, which there got to be more to that story, or they just know that he's a bad guy in the main universe, because there's a little bit of that, like them figuring out that they're not the main universe. Yes. So maybe they know something about Lex that he doesn't even know about himself. So that also could be it.
That could be.
But there's definitely more to that story, and I want them to expand on that.
Now, quick thing, because this was announced before this comic came out in the summer. Absolute Green Arrow is going to be an ongoing series starting next year. What do you think they're going to do with it? Like, because that's the most direct thing, I think, coming out of this issue. Outside of probably Absolute Hawkman is going to, I think in the February issue of Absolute Superman, be fighting Absolute Superman. So,
oh, well, that's exciting. There's a couple of different ways they could go with it. Prequel. That most obvious. Yeah. It doesn't require any shenanigans. They didn't actually kill him, but it just really seemed like they did. Yeah, and he might wish they did because
spilling on the table, you know.
But I mean, in an Absolute universe and in DC, those things can certainly happen.
Yeah, that's true.
Or it could be like he had a sidekick type thing.
Yeah.
Like,
well, he was talking to Roy Harper at the beginning of the issue. That's who he's talking to, his plan about taking down Jubal Slater.
But Roy Harper is specifically not a Green Arrow.
Yeah,
right?
No, he's not.
Of course, this is the Absolute universe. They can change things around. But I don't know that would necessarily be where...
The direction they go in?
Yeah, where they would naturally want to lead with that, because he is his own character, and it might be interesting to see him as his own character, but different, like we've seen with all these other people. So I think it might be... they would have to take somebody who exists, but probably somebody who, in the main universe, is just a regular person. Not necessarily nobody, but just a regular person who was Green Arrow's sidekick, who then kind of takes up that mantle. And we'd get some flashback kind of prequel stuff in there. Maybe even like issue 1 and 2 would be just purely prequel stuff, where we have Green Arrow and we have, interactions with whoever the sidekick would be, and then we get the, oh crap, he's dead now, I have to take over. Yeah. Which could be a good story as well. Honestly, all three of them would be good stories in the Absolute universe. Well, the one that I just mentioned might be the most fun, but obviously then it means that there is no more of, regular Oliver Queen Green Arrow.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't think I'm going to be real. I don't think he's coming back. I think they were like, I think
they really wanted to make it obvious he's not coming back.
Yeah. I mean, his brains were on the table. Yeah. That's what I saw. It's wild. Yeah. But what do we think overall of this comic? We're rating it 1 to 10.
So this one's interesting because most of the ratings that we've done, which we've promised we will go and give our rankings of everything, and we'll have it all in one video and listed and everything, and we will go and do that still. And we'll also get a camera pretty soon as well. That's another update that we forgot to mention at the beginning. True. But all those different things are coming in the future. So this will be one of the ones that we do for that video. But kind of in comparison to a lot of those were volumes.
Those were volumes.
Or volumes plus a little, or That's volumes true. Minus a little. But they were essentially volumes versus this is standalone one story. Yeah. So the rating kind of in my mind at least, is artificially inflated because of that. Because
Yeah.
there's nothing else dragging it down.
That's-
like if you
that's
have
so
6
true.
issues, one issue might not be as good as the other 5,
Yeah.
right? And that can really drag down an overall score. So this one issue, I really have to give like 9.5 even. Like it's good. It's not the best. I still prefer Wonder Woman, Absolute Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
It's peak. It's
It's
genuinely
so
just
good.
peak.
It's
But
so
this
good.
is really good too.
It
In the
is.
same vein too.
Yeah, I love the expansion of the Absolute Universe in this, and I really think Giuseppe Camicoli's art in this, like, I want to see him on an ongoing book. Maybe he does an Absolute Justice League book, and we follow the, like, I think that would be cool.
That'd be really cool.
But I think I was discombobulated when I first read it, but I've read it 3 times. Discombobulated, confused. Because we jumped around. We started in the 50s, then we were in the Fallen Green Arrow, then we were at the meeting, then we went back, then we went
Okay,
back
that's
to the meeting.
really interesting. Usually, I'm the one who's
Yeah.
discombobulated like that, but I actually wasn't. I
Yeah.
followed.
I
pretty
think
easily.
it's interesting because most of the cues were like I didn't see any panel cues like usually.
Yeah.
That's not how I get it. It's like, oh, that panel clearly leads into that one. It's like I didn't see any, so I was just like, turn the page. Did I miss something? You know.
So that's the difference between you and I is you look for those panel cues
Yeah.
that I don't even know exist. I take the context of the story.
Yeah.
And for me, the context of the story really just seemed like, okay, this
It
is
just
back
flowed
and
in
forth,
this one,
back
yeah.
and forth.
That's
and so
fair.
it flowed a lot more nicely for me. So
No.
I actually really liked it. So how does that affect your score then?
I mean, I think it is. I think it's still like an 8, maybe like 8.875 out of 10. Like I think it's really good.
Like
I think there's
close to a 9, but just not
close
quite.
to a 9, but just not quite. I think the art really carries. I think some of the concepts they're playing with, I want to see explored more.
Oh yeah.
So I like the introduction of them, and then some of them I'm like,
If we had a Justice League, Absolute Justice League follow-up story
Yeah.
or volume even,
yeah.
would that just automatically bring up your score to a 9, or would it
I
be
mean,
depending on how good that is?
Depending on how good that is, but I would want that. I would want
Yeah.
that. I would want to see an Absolute Justice League.
Mhm.
It would be cool. But
Yeah.
overall, it's basically a 9 out of 10. Like it's a must read kind of thing. If you
Yeah.
are
Especially 'cause
liking
it's
the
just
Absolute
one.
Universe, yeah,
Like,
you
you
can
can-
pick it up. It's 5
Just a
bucks.
couple of minutes. Like it's
Yeah.
really easy if you have the DC Unlimited thing,
Yeah.
which is what I did over Christmas break. I was just back. I was like, oh wait, I need to read this for a video
Yeah.
that we're doing soon. I guess I should do that. And then I was in and out, a few minutes. Like
Yeah,
easy. You should do
great.
it.
All right. With that being said, we're wrapping up here today. Any closing thoughts on this video, Kirk? Any final sayings?
Well, this is going to be one of 2 videos actually this weekend that we're posting. We will also be Peacemaker Season 1 and 2 retrospective will be coming
yeah.
out Sunday. So this will
Full
be
series.
Saturday that you should be watching this. And so tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., we should have another video for you. And we're actually going to record that like in 5 minutes.
Yes.
So look forward to that as well.
Of course. All right. With that being said, good morning, good evening, and good night. God bless.
Bye.